Please welcome tonight my first guest. He's a front-runner for the Republican presidential nomination. Please welcome back an old friend of this show, Mike Huckabee, everybody. Mike Huckabee! Michael, Mrs. Huckabee's big boy, how are you?
Yes, I'm doing just wonderful.
Are you?
It's great to be back.
It's nice to see you. It's nice to see you back here. Because, you know, the last time you were here, well, I talked to you on the phone, by the way. Thank you for the citizenship of Arkansas. I'm very proud.
Well, you know, somebody wanted it. We figured you would be the one.
No, I'm very happy about it. Also, the last time you were actually on the show, though, we talked on the phone, you were selling a diet book. You were promoting a diet book.
Nobody bought it, so I had to, you know, start giving away citizenship.
Yeah. I was going to say, so since the diet book, what's been going on?
You know, I lost my mind and decided to run for president.
I knew you were going to run for president.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to run.
Well, it's largely because of the great boost that I had from being on your show, Craig. It's what did it. The exposure, the enthusiasm of your audience.
You politicians, you can just lie and lie and lie.
First criteria of the job.
I remember, though, when you were on, because during the commercial break, I said to you, you're going to run, you're going to run, and you said, I don't know.
And I really didn't at that time.
Right, okay. Yeah. So what made you, you know, what was the big decision?
Really believing that, you know, that I could take what I had done in Arkansas as a governor, which was try to bring people together and not be so partisan. I think people are so sick.
Right.
It's what I call horizontal politics. Everything's left, right, liberal, conservative, Democrat, Republican.
Yeah.
I think people are sick of that. They want vertical. They want...
I'll get to that one later.
They just want to keep it straight.
That's all right.
But, yeah,
when you go to an airport, do you use the bathroom or do you just wait?
Not anymore.
Or do you wait till you get on the plane?
Well, and if I do, I sit there like this, okay? You know.
Do you know what? If I was in politics, I actually even think about this now, because occasionally, every now and again, someone recognizes me. I think, I can't go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I can't. I'll just have to hold it
until I
get
home. I just go to the ladies' room. It's easier that way.
Do you ever... Sometimes men are a bit funny about this. If I'm in town and I'm like 20, 25 minutes from my house, and I need to, you know... I'll go home.
You need to like...
I need to go to my own special little litter box. Do you do that?
I think we need to change the subject.
All right,
I'm running for office.
All right, so what about the caucuses? The caucuses.
Right.
What does caucus mean?
Caucus is when people come together in neighborhoods all over Iowa. It's a wonderful process. It's one of the most pure forms of democracy that probably still exists.
Right.
And they're asked to stand for their candidate. And the Democrats and Republicans have it a little differently. The Republicans is strictly you stand up and whoever gets the most votes, that's how it works.
Right.
With the Democrats, if they don't get a certain percentage, then they have a second choice and it can last a little longer, and then they end up with one person who gets... It sounds
to me a little bit like, do you remember that Coca-Cola commercial in the 70s? I'd like to teach the world to sing.
Yes, right. I'd like to teach the world to vote.
Yeah,
kind of like that.
Everyone gets together, holds hands, and has a good... It's not really the bitter, horrible rivalry that goes on later during the race.
No,
or is it?
No, it's very bitter and very horrible.
Right.
Every bit of it, yeah.
I'm always interested with politicians. When you see you guys away from the political arena, which you are right now,
Boy, am I.
Yeah. I just asked you where you went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
But when you're away from the political, you guys seem to get on quite well. I'm always surprised by that and slightly disappointed. I like the idea of it's personal.
You think we ought to rough each other up out there?
Well, apparently sometimes.
Sometimes, frankly, sometimes there are moments of some pretty intense tension.
Right.
But there are a lot of us who get along, and we don't consider each other as opponents as much as people applying for the same job and hoping we get it instead of them. But, for example, in the debates, off stage, we have some very nice and civil conversations.
Right.
We really do.
It's kind of like actors are all auditioning for the same fictitious role.
Exactly. But you're paid much better as an actor.
I don't know. Now, listen, you of course, Mike, are from Hope, Arkansas, right?
I am.
Right. Now, is Clinton from Hope, Arkansas?
Yes, he is.
What's the deal with Hope, Arkansas? It's like...
You know, it is a great little town. It's a town of 8,000 people in the southwest corner of the state. And when I was governor of Arkansas and he was president, it was the first time in American history, as anyone I think has figured out, that a sitting governor and a sitting president came from the same hometown.
Right.
What was interesting, it wasn't New York City, it wasn't Los Angeles or some mega city.
Right.
It was a little bitty town of 8,000 people.
Is it a very political town? Does everyone... There are a lot of caucusizing going on?
I'm sure they are. But
I don't think I should say caucusizing.
I think they do that behind closed doors. Yeah.
That's a completely different thing. Yeah.
It is a town where people kind of knew each other and took care of each other. I mean, if I got in trouble 6 blocks from home, by the time I could pedal my bicycle home, 4 or 5 people had called my parents and told on me.
Do you, even
Not
now?
that it ever happened.
Even now? Like,
now they call my wife. And
that's a lot worse. You know who they'd call TMZ? That's who they would call.
Oh.
Yeah. No, that's what happens. You see that. Doesn't it worry you now? Because cameras follow you everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere, right?
And
except here, this is the one place you might get some.
Yeah.
But don't you kind of think... Because everybody's going to have a Howard Dean moment at some point, aren't they? They're kind of like, oh, leave me alone! Something like that.
Well, I hope all those other guys do, because then I will win the presidency if they all have that moment. But it's interesting, the last couple of weeks that we've been in Iowa, it's been ice and snow on the ground. Right.
Wonderful
people, some of the sweetest people in the world. But the ice is everywhere. And so the photographers, I mean, they just are absolutely focused on me. There's probably 50 or 60 of them everywhere I go. And I know it's not to get yet one more picture of me.
No, not at all.
They want to see me fall and bust my rear on that ice so bad.
I do too. Only because it's my job, it's the arena in which it's not personal, it's business.
I know, it'll be the greatest YouTube to watch video. The presidential candidate falls in his rear and somebody's going to say he's been doing it the whole campaign.
Listen, we've got to take a break. Will you hang around?